Hello again. Hello again. Oh, I have a bit of a smile today. It's a very quick video again because it's a kind of follow-on from the last one in a way. I just managed to confront the chap that was upsetting me yesterday. I've never done that. Find it very, very hard to confront people. I send emails. I moan and groan, but I find it very hard to confront. So I think this full moon is teaching us, well, teaching me anyway, a lot about, facing up and doing what is right for me. That's the thing. And he was okay about it, actually. We had a laugh and I thought that was very noble. He understood and we had a laugh and it's been done. So I felt quite a lot better for that. And I think that kind of positive feeling has brought me to another phase of my life, really, because the full moon, the full moon saying, decree, if you like, for this time is, I build a lighted house and therein I dwell. Well, it really means we're building the higher self, the lighted house, the lighted place, because council is to do with homes and houses and inner selves and stuff and parents. So it's very much about the past and dwellings. So this is about building a lighter place for ourselves to go to afterwards, after life, or even now when we get fed up, which I'm quite good at doing, actually. So that's what I've been doing today, going back into I sat in the garden and suddenly thought of my grandfather, who, well, gosh, he's about my age when he died. I've said this before, it's a very strange feeling, but he really came to me because he knew how I was distressed, and I wouldn't say he talked to me, but I felt his presence and a lot of love was sent. So I had a good cry, but I remember going to see him, and he lived a long way. I was in sort of southern England then, he was northern, and I went to see him for 3 weeks when I was 12 years old, and he was so pleased. We had some times together, which was really sweet. Went to the cinema and this and that. I thought, gosh, this is my lighted house. I'm in the place of positivity and good memories, and that got me through the difficulties with the other stuff that's going on. And that we have to remember that we do have a choice, but we have to go to. I believe that we have to go through the stuff first of all. I don't think it's good to deny it. Some of the teachings say, oh, brush it aside, overcome it, bring in light. That's okay once you've faced it and dealt with it, but I think some of the stuff has to come out. A. Michael says that. It has to be purged, it has to come out and faced and dealt with. I think once I'd done that and chatted to the man this morning, who was very sweet and understanding, I felt able to move on and talk to my grandfather or whoever. I was just thinking, when I go, that this is very sad to say, but there isn't a single person I'd want to see. I suppose they would come to see me. I'm not quite sure about my parents, my dad maybe, I don't know. But my grandfather was a special, again, he loved gardens and I was sitting in my garden and I think he sort of came, I can't do the weeds, I'm really fed up. I did a video some time ago about love the weeds. Well, I'm going to have to love these because they really are. I'm in tears because I love gardening and it's such a mess. I can't find anyone to help me. The chap nearby cuts the grass, but stuff's getting out of hand, and I can't do it. So it's very sad that I can't do that. And I used to have a lovely garden seat, solid teak garden seat. I've had some lovely furniture. I was just thinking, I do miss it. I had to let it all go. When I left my husband, I left everything, literally everything, and I had to build it up slowly, bit by bit. And my beautiful sideboard I took with me, but I had to sell that to pay debts, and a beautiful local sideboard, not a scratch on it, not a mark on it. And I think I sold it for £150, broke my heart. And the teak garden furniture garden seat was lovely, lovely seat. So that's gone. And my beautiful local table, a long one piece of elm, fantastic. I had to leave it behind and my husband had it cut into 3. So I've been going through all that, looking back, and I will see them again. I do believe that when we move on to the higher bit, everything that's there that we've missed and lost, it's all there and it's brand new as it used to be. It's all reclaimed, if you like, and reconnected and reclaimed. So I'm not really losing it. I'm going to gain it again. I can build myself a little house, and this sounds a bit, I don't know about death again, but I think this is the full moon. It's about leaving the past behind and trying to make a new time, But It's a very difficult time for a lot of us, I think, and all this stuff that's going on. But I will, to end my little story about the dimension. I expect you all know about the dimensional shift into the fifth. Well, not some people don't know. I don't know who I'm talking to, really. I think this particular video doesn't reach a lot of people that are on my wavelength. I don't know. But anyway, I will tell you anyway. The fifth dimension we're all heading for, we're now in 3D, 4D, and the fifth dimension is the next one. And some of us are there, some of us are not. And I've had some very strange experiences of getting there, and you do know when you're there because it's a different feeling altogether. And this particular time was like the first day of the full moon. I don't sleep very well, as you know, and I'd just gone off about 11 o'clock. I was woken up at 11:30. Can you imagine how I felt? I was really cross. What are you woken me up for? What's the purpose? You have to ask what the purpose is. And the word came back to me, dimension. So I thought, oh, we're in another dimensional shift, and it was like that. Quite frightening, actually, because I felt as though I was sleepwalking. I went in to make a cup of tea and was wandering about. I thought, everything was like, well, it was like out of balance. Everything had a different quality to it. The everyday stuff had a different quality to it. I thought, well, don't panic. I think either sleepwalking, you're still half asleep, or it's something going on. Just go back to sleep and don't worry, because you're being looked after. I do know we're being looked after. So that passed, and in the morning I did feel very strange indeed. It lasted about 3 or 4 hours. I woke up, I thought, oh no, it's still there, this feeling. Well, I thought, if I just take it slowly and just do everyday ordinary things, I won't be challenging my mind, because obviously you've got to adjust. And the thought did come to me. I was making a cup of tea, the thought did come to me, you're making an adjustment. And it is an adjustment between the two planes, because they are vastly different. I mean, the fifth plane is supposed to be, I'm not believing that yet, a beautiful plane of all creativity, it is, Oh, I've heard all the theories, but I'm still waiting. But this was definitely a dimensional shift, and it was kind of going up into the next one. I've been in there some time, but I think it's getting stronger. There are different levels, you see. I was in the subplane, Lord Michael said to me, so you go into different levels of stronger until you reach the next level, I guess. I don't know. I'm not one of these people that receive a lot of information about these things, so I have to sort of take it as it comes. So it's been a very strange few days, hasn't it? The full moon with all these, it does bring out a lot of stuff to be dealt with, and it depends where it is. It's in Cancer at the moment, so it's in the home life, the parents, the childhood, everything. And I had to call on that to get through the present, because the present is leaving. This is really weird. The present is leaving. I'm having to call on the distant past to cope with it. I think it's kind of replacement. I think what's leaving me is the unhappiness and the unpleasantness and the cruelties and the misunderstandings, all the stuff. That's leaving, because the fifth dimension is bringing such a powerful force. You haven't got room for it. It has to go. But I think the older stuff is like a good memory. I think Joshua did say in the Course of Miracles, what is real cannot be threatened. What is unreal does not exist. So I think this sounds a bit profound, but I think for me it feels I'm calling on the real, the good times, the loving times I've had with grandparents and so forth, to cope with the unreal. Gosh, that's a bit of chilling. Anyway, dear ones, I won't go on too long, because it's the second video and you'll be getting fed up with me. Just say I did sort it out with this man, and the message is confront it. If people upset you, say so. I'm not going to go carrying on like I did last time, releasing all this pain in my legs, this repressed emotion. Do it at a time. Poor chap, I rushed out, and now he was walking to take his dog, and I rushed at him. I said, I'm upset, oh dear, I wish I'd done it differently, but he was okay. He was okay about it. I think he understood that he's a bit out of line. So I've sorted that out, and I've sorted out where my lovely furniture will be, and I can find it again when I get home. I call it home. Well, it is, it's the real home, isn't it? And furniture, yeah, and I had a nice memory from my childhood. Gosh, Incredible how far back you can go, isn't it? Well, if a lot of you aren't there yet, I think the older you get, the further back you can go for some reason. So anyway, there we are for today. I shall love you and leave you. You take care, dear ones. God bless. Oh, this thing, being a nuisance.